Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the Akim that are teaching this word. Shalom Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. As you can see here, it says, this is from RT, it says, slap in the face. Namibian descendants of German genocide victims condemn aid deal. All right. So basically, these are descendants of the people from Namibia, which is basically Namibia is like near South Africa. It borders South Africa, and above it borders Angola. So I'll actually get the map of it here because I had it here. Map of Namibia. Oh, Salakia. Map of sorry, because I had this on flight mode. So map of Namibia. We'll have a look here. And if you look here, this is where Namibia is, right? It's borders Angola, then Zambia's there, Botswana, South Africa. So it's like southwest almost, you know. So there's gonna be a lot of Jakes over there. But the point I wanted to get from this article here is it says here the Namibian descendants of German genocide victims condemn aid deal. Yeah, because and I want to read it because Germany once had colonized Namibia, and what were they doing to the inhabitants of that place? And they were doing it to a lot of the Jakes there too. They were killing them, man, genocide, which you don't really hear about that much. When you hear about slavery and genocide, you really mainly always hear about the so-called white man in America, all right? Because that's the main stigma that's on America, because it's Babylon the Great. But hey, all these devils, all these Edomites participated in some way in the destruction of the dark people of the planet, the people of color, man, beginning with the Israelites. Whether it's the Italians, whether it's the English, the Germans, they all participated in genocide and murdering of the people of color of the planet, particularly the children of Israel, man. So this is a joke. So them people they're upset with the fact that the Germany wanna, basically it's like reparations. But I want to read it. But that's because you devils are ashamed of your history, man. So this is from the article. Namibian descendants of victims of the genocide. Victims of the genocide committed by Germany during its colonial rule have rejected a deal made by the governments of the two countries as a slap in the face that has no regard for the human lives lost. Yeah, because many people were destroyed. Genocide is when you, like what Esau did in the Americas to the Gadites, man. When you kill millions and millions of people, you can't just put that under the rug. Oh, here's £1 million, here's $1 million, get over it. You can't wipe that under the rug, man. Namibian descendants of victims of the genocide committed by Germany during its colonial rule have rejected a deal made by the governments of the two countries as a slap in the face that has no regard for the human lives lost. On Friday, the German and Namibian governments announced a 1.3 billion financial aid package that will be disseminated over a 30-year period as part of a deal that saw Berlin formally recognize the genocide crimes it committed during colonial rule. The funds, which were intentionally not called reparations by the German government, they intentionally didn't call it reparations because they don't want it to look like what it basically is. You murdered people and now you're trying to pay them off. So, it's like, let's just hide that word, so people don't look into why we're actually paying them. All right. So it says reparations by the German government will fund development projects, rural infrastructure, and energy and water supplies. The request from German foreign ministers Heiko Maas for forgiveness from the descendants of the victims has been rejected, with people related to those who lost their lives in the massacre calling it a slap in the face that was negotiated without speaking to them. Yeah, so they don't even want these devils' apologies, man. All right? And a lot of those people in Namibia, you're going to have a lot of Jakes over there, man. So, in the genocide that these German Edomites did, which you're not even the real Germans anyway, the Edomites that call themselves Germans today did, right? They basically, them people from Namibia don't want your apology, man. Really, the way you balance it is you're going in slavery. That's the future for you Edomites. So it says, those whose lives in the massacres, calling it a slap in the face that was negotiated without speaking to them. It was handled in a very clumsy manner. There was no regard for the human lives lost. Namibian economist Solomo Hai told reporters, in its deal with Namibia, Germany formally acknowledged the actions of its citizens against the indigenous Herero and Nama people between 1904 and 1908. At least 60,000 Herero and 10,000 Nama were exterminated on the orders of the German military in the region, with thousands imprisoned in concentration camps. So, and when they mention, and there you go, that's a skull of someone. Berlin pledges payments after recognizing Namibia genocide carried out by a German colonial troops. And there's somebody's skull. So, whenever you hear about genocide, all you ever hear about is, those 6 million, those so-called people, man. You always hear about that. What about all the millions of people that died with the conquest of the Americas, the natives? What about the so-called Negroes? What about all the colonial countries you enslaved in the continent of Africa, which is the land of Ham, which you enslaved a lot of Israelites in those lands too, man? Because you had Israelites that went over to different parts of the world, but you still had a lot of Israelites in the land of Ham, man, getting oppressed, getting put in slavery by these devils, man, which was the will of the Lord. But you can't sweep this under the rug, Esau. It says the rejection of the deal by families of the victims comes after ethnic leaders condemned the proposal as an abhorrent to our existence and an insulting amount for the lives lost. The Council of Chiefs in Namibia released a statement on Monday decreeing German officials for failing to take the view of ethnic leaders and groups into serious consideration, man. So these devils, these Namibian people, they don't want your apology, man. You did all this wickedness. Now you just want to apologize and pay FRNs to people. That ain't gonna work, Esau. You're being judged, man. Your judgment's coming. All right. For you Edomites, and that whether you call yourself German, English, Italian, Irish, Russian, you're all the same people, man. And all of you have participated in the destruction of this planet, man. All of you as a race. So you're gonna go down as a race. Ecclesiasticus 41:5. The children of sinners are abominable children, and they that are conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly. Yeah, you're children of sinners, man. All you Edomites, every day that an Edomite is born, that's a child of a sinner, man. Because that little baby is going to be born, speaking lies, being taught to be wicked, born with pure hatred in his spirit, because that's their nature, man. So it says, and they that are conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly, and all they converse about is ungodly things, man. And you can see it in this society, man. What turns these devils on, man, when they talk about trannies and freakism on the TV, they got no problem with that. That's the ungodly conversation they enjoy, man. It says the inheritance of sinners' children shall perish, and their posterity shall have a perpetual reproach. All right? So yeah, because their inheritance is what? The rape, robbery, and murders, and the theft of their forefathers. That's what they've inherited, man. All right. The inheritance of sinners children shall perish, and their posterity shall have a perpetual reproach. Yeah, it's gonna perish because you're gonna lose it all. See, because what's gonna happen is Yahushua is coming back, whom the world ignorantly calls, I'm not gonna say the word, but that J word. He's gonna return, man, and he's a so-called black man, and he's coming to put you in slavery, man, and he's coming to take your riches away from you. Everything you've inherited is through sin, man. And it's having a perpetual reproach on you, because now the world is complaining. Now everyone on the planet is like, well, hold on. You stole from us. You stole from East India. You stole from Asia. You stole from China. You stole from Africa. You stole from the Americas. So everyone's complaining, and all the fingers point at you Edomites, man. Because you're the sinners, man. All right. It says the children will complain of an ungodly father, because they shall be reproached for his sake. Exactly. Because you devils now, you're being reproached for your forefathers' sakes. The tab's falling on you. And because the tab's falling on you, now you're complaining. Now you're saying, well, it wasn't us. It was my forefathers. But what you're going to understand is you are them. All right. Everyone on the planet is reincarnated. Every human soul goes back to the Father and comes back again on the earth, man. So you are your forefathers, man. You are Christopher Columbus. You are Hernan Cortez. You are, the great so-called British explorers, the great Italian you are them, the conquistadors of Spain, Spanish Edomites. You are them, man. You're the same people back again, man. All right. So it says, and you're going to be reproached for their sake, for them, your forefathers' sake. So it says, woe be unto you, ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the Most High. For if you increase, it shall be to your destruction. And if you be born, you shall be born to a curse. And if you die, a curse shall be your portion. Yeah, so you're being born unto destruction, man. And it says, forsaken the law, because you devils did all of your wickedness in the name of what? Catholicism. In the name of the Bible. You held the Bible with your white images, your false images, and you said, look, we're doing this in the name of our God. We're going to subdue the dark people of the earth. And that's what you've done. So you did it with falsely using the scriptures. So you're gonna be condemned for doing that also, man. Which is all biblical, man. Okay? So this is Isaiah 14 and 21. Isaiah 14:21. It says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will write in that, this is talking about you Edomites, all right? Whether you're in England, whether you're in Australia, the Lord's preparing you for slaughter. And right now, what's happening now is the Lord is, proclaiming your judgment through this word, through the brothers that teach throughout the four corners of the earth, bringing out the Bible. Your judgment's being proclaimed before you, man. All right. Which is what? You're going in slavery. Everything you've done to people on the planet, beginning with the children of Israel, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, is going to be done unto you. Double. And these are the times that we're in. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. And this is what's happening to you devils, man. You're going to be prepared unto slaughter, so you never rise again. This is your last time you're going to rule. When Yahushua returns, this civilization as you know it, this Edomite world that we've lived in, is coming to its end. All right? And then it says that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. Yeah, because what happens when these devils fill the face of this world, man? With their cities? Wickedness, man. It's written in Malachi, the 1st chapter, man, that they're the border of wickedness, man. All right? That's all they do is break the laws of the Heavenly Father, and they teach everyone on the planet to do so, man. And if you come into their... Like you get someone that comes from, let's say, a person comes from, I don't know, let's say Ethiopia or whatever. They come to Britain or they come to America. They start amalgamating to the ways of the devils over here, man. You know, and they lose their own customs and start becoming Americanized, so to speak. So then they get indoctrinated by the philosophies of America. So that's what you've done, and which is wickedness. So that's what you do. You fill the face of the world with your cities and you bring corruption to every land you're in, man. So it says, for I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord. Exactly. So the Lord's going to rise up against you Edomites and totally cut you off from your power, man. He's going to destroy you, man. Because what's the power of Esau? His lies and deception, but his main power is his sword, all right? His armies. That's how he governs and rules the world, mainly is by his military might. But what's going to happen is Yahushua is coming to destroy your armies, man. Totally bring you out of that rulership seat. So this is the time that we're in, man. So I'm going to end it with this here. This is Deuteronomy 30 and 7. It says, Deuteronomy 30 and 7, it says, and the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And what's the curses the Lord's going to bring against you Edomites? Slavery. The separation of your families, because you're going to be sold into different, like you sold us on plantations, we're going to do the same to you, man. So anything you've done unto us, we're going to do to you double, man. We're going to take your women. The best of your women is going to be for the Israelite, man. All right, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, man. We're going to be the rulers, man. You're going to be our subjects, basically. So in the Lord thy power, Deuteronomy 30 and 7, in the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And you've persecuted us in your world, man. So we're going to return the favor to you, man. We're going to persecute you. And you're going to be looked down upon. The next world is going to be the so-called white people being looked down upon, man. Being known that they're nothing. They're going to be called bywords. They're going to be called proverbs, man. And it's already happening. All right? Everyone's starting to look down on these Edomites in this world, man. It's not cool to be a so-called white man no more, man. You're being looked down on because of your wickedness, man. Your crimes are coming back to haunt, to basically the chickens are coming home to roost, basically. What you've done's coming full circle back around to you, man. So there's no payments, there's no payment you can give, there's nothing you can pay no amount of apologies you can give, you know, to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and to the indigenous people of the planet. There's no amount of sorries or money you can give. You have to be put in slavery, and that's what's going to happen. All right? So with that, I'm just going to say all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the Akim that are teaching this word. Shalom Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. Shalom.